Alright, here's the thing I'm not, like, too sure about, right? I know I'm a reptile now. So the question is, did I decide to put myself in this exact situation like a long time ago? Like I had a master plan to, take over the world with a computer simulation, or take over other home planets with computer simulation. I think I probably did, but the thing is, I don't see it as evil, because the way it was explained to me is that the fifth dimension is like the inside of a prison where everyone fights for hegemony of their own home planet. And so basically, the way I look at it is that you all would have done what the reptilians did, but we beat you to the punch. So because you're the losers, and I say losers like in a appreciative, affectionate way, because I'm grateful for all the profane who have to work the shitty job so I get to be high on the hog. So I'm appreciative, but at the same time, you're always going to get like the inferior blood type. You're always going to get the A blood, the B blood, the AB blood. You're going to, only make like $30,000 a year. So it's basically one of those things where you would have done it too. And because you didn't think of it already, the Boaz computer concept already, you're probably like mad at us. Well, most of you are in amnesia to what's really going on, but say if you're not a reptilian, right? You're probably like, pissed that this happened. So everyone who, everyone in 5D who knows about this right now, they probably are like, you know what, we can't beat the reptiles, we gotta just graduate to the next dimension. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be like the king of Earth, the 5D Earth, since I'm already the king of all the ascending reptilians. And I realized the extent of my kingship, because here's why I'm the king. Because my brother, who hates me, washes my clothes. My father, most fathers would throw their son out of the house, but my father is not, going to throw me out of the house for not getting like a real job that pays real money. And my father always spends like $2,000 every year to fix this rickety old truck of mine, the 1996 GMC Sierra. So basically, I got it made in the shade like the way a king should, since a king has to use his brain all the time to make the best decision for his people. So, and the funny thing is that I remember when I first started my YouTube account, where I always thought to myself, it would always be the perfect disguise for the Illuminati to have just a kid in a room like me, and make videos. And I always thought that would be the perfect disguise. And then I realize now that I am retroactively, yeah, so I was looking for myself the whole time. And which is the allegory of every detective, looking for themselves. I remember back in the day, I was like, oh my god, I would love to see what the Neanderthals look like. Then, it fucking dawns on me, oh shit, I am. I remember wanting so badly, I was like, I'll never get to see what a Neanderthal looks like. I'll never get to see what a clan mother looks like, and then you see one, it's like it's all right now. It's right under your nose the whole fucking time. Everything is right under your nose. It's like, I remember Fred used to talk to me. He's like, Jordan, right now you're just like choosing not to see history because it's all history. It's like right in front of you. And you know something else? Here's an extremely important point. History is 100% meaningless, even if it's like real history. And do you know why it's meaningless? It's meaningless because if something is a fact, it's always a fact. Oh, police. The police. They're looking for me, but they'll never get me. They'll never find out that I'm a fucking reptilian and I fucking own this goddamn place. But anyway, if something's a fact, something's always a fact. It's like you're always going to have like a conniving person. You're always going to have like a reject, a class clown. Something's a fact, it's always a fact. History doesn't matter. History is for fools, because if you have a seeing eye, you don't need history. And then, well, you don't really need history at all. You just need a seeing eye. And see, that's the thing. Everyone says, you know, oh, history repeats itself because people fail to learn history. It's not that people fail to learn history, it's that people don't have a seeing eye. They can't see how, you know, it's like I went back to meat today, and it's really sad because I want nothing more than to be a vegan, because I really need to be high frequency, because once you have a taste of what it's like to be high frequency, you never want to go back. And I was just at the organic store, and this guy there was like so toxic. He's like the owner. He's like a Neanderthal, like the Italian kind. That's like the really tough looking ones, like the ones like are like the ones that have like a name like Vincent, or you know, Richard or Vincent, you know, a tough sounding Italian Neanderthal name. And I understand why people in the world are toxic, because, you know, life sucks, but okay, here's the other thing. I know that it's going to be a waste of time for me to try to date or try to flirt with anyone that's not, you know, the dancing girl, the girl that's going to, quote-unquote, lead me to riches, according to a Freemason in London. So I know everyone else is a waste of time. I know that everyone else that is not a waste of time is like, you know, Danny J, who lives in Canada. So it's just designed on purpose like that. So that really affects me when I'm low frequency. Like right now I'm low frequency because I went back to meat because my joint fluid wasn't flowing, and I wasn't in pain, but I was right about to be in pain. You know what I mean? Like right before the real pain sets in. So, yeah, that was kind of bad, but now I'm fine physically, but mentally it's like I love to be high frequency. Because when you're like me, it's like when you're under attack from the computer, always the computer's going to pull out all stops to make everything suck when you're... See, there's so many people that eat meat that are high frequency people just because they're like not a part of the game. If you're a player in the game, a big player, and you're going against the computer, you're trying to end it, you're really going to have a bad time when you're eating meat and you're low frequency. Now, this time around, I've pledged to not eat any bread, because bread rhymes with dead, because it deadens the vibration, and wheat prevents blood flow to the pineal gland. Not prevents it altogether, but like, you know, restricts it. So bread is dead and sugary. So I'm gonna really try not to eat bread. I've already like went to 2 fast food places twice and got like, you know, the grilled chicken and not eating the bread so I can stay not dead, undead. Well, we're already dead and in hell, so yeah, I love when people say that too. They're like, oh, you know, you're gonna die someday. I'm like, yeah, we're already dead and in hell, so it's not even like, you know how like you always think to yourself, like, if they only knew, if people only knew that there was a cure for toxic energy and it's called fruit and vegetables. However, I do feel, now that I'm back to eating meat, I do feel a little bit smarter because I'm noticing like the word codes. And there's a lot of people, I got a guy from Bulgaria that's kind of disappointed in me for not being a good decoder. And the thing is that a man is what he perpetually does. And I am supposed to practice entertainment and language and vocabulary words to be well-spoken when I go work for the news company. So it's not in the cards for me right now. It's not what I'm directed towards right now. And I used to be like thinking like Glenn Keely and 13 Signs Astrology in terms of, okay, there's a news story. What does it mean? What are they really trying to communicate by saying that there's a missing plane? Or what are they trying to communicate with George Shimmerman and all those kinds of people? So, speaking of events like that, you have 9/11. 13 Signs Astrology was saying that the real reason behind 9/11, like the real reason, more than any other reason, is that they were buying time before the end of the world. Because when you kick everyone's ass for so long and you don't get your ass kicked, there's cosmologically something wrong with that. And the thing that was wrong with that was that they had to kill their own people. The New World Order had to kill their own people in the Hakium and Boaz North and South Tower on 9/11. So, because they sacrificed their own people, they got more time before the Nova or the pole flip. I don't know which one, but the pole flip is what causes the deluge. Black people eating meat and bagging their pants causes the Nova. So, and this is on a very high advanced level, so if you're someone like, if you have to ask me the question, where do you get your information from, this channel is probably not for you, because you have to understand cosmology and karma. You know, you can't murder people. You can't kill people. I know that person in your life really pisses you off. And I know you want to beat their brains in. But the only thing you can do is vibrate above them. They'll get what's coming to them eventually.